Hello, so we are going to discuss the phylum of platyhelminths today. So let's get started. So what kind of body symmetry do they have? So platyhelminths are flatworms, so let's start with that. And they have bilateral symmetry. So what's bilateral? Let's break down that word here. So we're going to look at bi, this prefix here. We know that bi means two. So if we were to grab a flatworm and stretch it out and put a line down the middle of it from head to toe, it would have bilateral symmetry, which means two equal parts. And what other organisms have bilateral symmetry? Well, for instance, humans, we do. If we were to be cut in half, kind of gross, but we would have equal symmetry, bilateral symmetry. Butterflies and starfishes are also another good example. What are their unique structures? So platyhelminths have a unique structures that a lot of other organisms don't, which makes them unique to their own. So they here in this picture, as I put down here, they have no body cavity, and this is called acleomite. So they also have, in this picture over here, triboblastic, meaning three layers of body tissues: the ectoderm, the mesoderm, and the endoderm. We'll get into those tissues right now. So what is the ectoderm? So the ectoderm is the farthest layer protecting everything inside of it. Then the mesoderm is their muscle tissue. And then the endoderm is their guts, their insides, the yucky part, all of the stuff inside of it. And again, they also have bilateral symmetry, which is some of their unique structures. Why are they in this phylum and not the others? So what is a phylum then? So let's get to the definition of a phylum. So a phylum is a classification of a group of organisms below a kingdom. So platyhelminths are in the specific phylum because of their many unique structures and characteristics that define them and not other organisms. They're distinguished by these special structures and abilities that make them unique to their own phylum. You know, being a tapeworm, being a liver fluke, being a tabellaria. They're unique to their own phylum. How do they get their food? Well, like all living organisms, each obtain food differently. Flatworms obtain their food through their mouths. But as we are going to discuss right here in this picture, they have a little tube-like structure mouth where they obtain their food and then pass it through. So they don't have a circulatory system or a respiratory system, but they do have a working digestive system, which, just like humans, gross, but it all has to come out somehow. So when a flatworm obtains its food, it stays in their gut-like structure here, and then until it's ready to be digested and passed through. Well, then what do they eat? Well, many flatworms eat off other living organisms. They live off human organisms. They live off dead oysters. They live off dead matter. They live off other animals. They eat off other organisms. How do they reproduce? So, flatworms are hermaphrodites, and a hermaphrodite is an organism with both male and female sexual organs. So, they are able to produce both sexually and asexually. What does that mean? Well, they have three methods of reproduction. So, in this picture here, the first method, well, the second actually, is that they can split into two completely different organisms, essentially creating two flatworms. One can split itself into two organisms, and that is an example of asexual reproduction. The first method is that they can also fertilize their own eggs through asexual reproduction. The third method is that they can produce with another flatworm, just regular sexual reproduction. Now, flatworms also bury their eggs into their host, which is usually another dead living or a dead organism, or sometimes they also do it in humans. Kind of gross, but you know. Where are these guys found? So, where are flatworms found? Most of them can be found in fresh water, such as ponds, lakes, rivers, streams, or even the ocean. You usually will find them hiding under rocks or debris to avoid direct sunlight. And this is because also they want to hide from other predators, just like any other living organism trying to live. They're trying to hide from other things that want to eat them. And They also hide and are found in people or other animals. Pretty gross, but you know. So, some common examples. We have tapeworms that are found in both humans and animals, parasites and liver flukes. So, liver fluke is this guy right here, which is then also found in humans in their liver. And then this guy over here is the tubularia, and he is found in usually the ocean in these vibrant, pretty colors. He's very unique. So let's talk about some interesting facts of our flatworms. So they are used to control invasive species. They take out a lot of other organisms. So they currently live in about 200 million human hosts, where they also bury the eggs and feed off, which is super gross, but that's a tapeworm as well. And tapeworms can be the size of a school bus when stretched out, which is really disgusting. That's super long. And they're also found in humans, which is really disgusting. So, also, flatworms can stick their mouths into their prey and suck up their insides like a vacuum cleaner. As we had described earlier, that long mouth suction vacuum cup like structure that they have. Again, they reproduce both sexually and asexually. There are over 20,000 species of flatworms. If you look at this picture, you can see that there are different kinds. This guy is super pretty, bright fuchsia color. This guy's got spots. This guy's long and skinny. There are so many different species of them. They come in different colors, and usually those bright colors are to fend off prey, just like most other animals in the wild. They also have cilia to help them move from place to place. We know what cilia is, little hair-like structures that help them crawl onto the rock surface, etc. Their stomach is sac-like, and we described that earlier in their digestive system, that they have a sac-like stomach that holds their food until it's ready to be digested and passed. And also, one liver fluke, as we had showed a picture earlier, can produce 500,000 embryos, which is totally crazy. And then here's my works cited, so thank you so much for coming with me today and letting me present.